Hello, everyone, and welcome to Metal Matrix After Dark. Today's topic could be spicy, could be controversial. It's up to you to decide. And I'm specifically talking about Wargaming, World of Tanks, and their assembly shop. A few days ago, they advertised this new in game way for you to get a tier 10 tank where you could use resources in your in game to assemble a specific tier 10 tank. The one they're talking about was the Object 780. They advertised with this great stats on it. It looked like it was going to be this wonderful overpowered Russian tank again. And lo and behold, after it was sold, boom, hasn't lived up to the expectations that was advertised. And what was even worse was community contributors didn't even have a chance to test this tank to give their feedback on whether or not it was worth the resources to invest. And there was quite a bit of resources that you had to invest into this tank, far more than just purchasing a premium tank or grinding for some of the other tanks. I won't get into that one. You can check out Klaus or Quickie Baby in regards to the feedback today because it's not good. It is not good, and some of the people are starting to complain. Not everybody, that's fine. Not everybody's satisfied. We all have different opinion. What I'm going to specifically talk about is how 7,000 on the North America server people, and then I don't know how many on the European and Russian, will get this unique camo, one time only, and a number identifier on the tank. That basically gave the middle finger to all those people who before beta purchased the pre-order packages to get 3 exclusive tanks that were never to be released again. And what did they do? They released them and basically gave nothing in return to all those people that did that ahead of time. I find it funny. Am I salty about it? You damn rights, because the compensation was garbage. And now they've done this and basically said to those individuals that have been around since beta and bought the pre-order package, screw you, too bad, so sad. Let's take a look at this. Take a look at this. This
Here of the assembly shop will be the Object 780. It can be obtained in 2 forms. The first 7,000 players will receive the tank with a special 3D style that not only changes the vehicle's look, but also has a unique factory number. It's located on the tank's barrel and turret, and this is its distinctive feature. You won't get to see another one like this in the game.
That is so funny. That is so funny that they say that, because this is what they said with the pre-order packages. Oh, sounds off, sorry.
Packages, and you will never ever get this tank in the future. And there is a special tank for each of those pre-orders packages, and you will never ever get this tank in the future. And there is a
Let's look at this one.
You will not be able to grind to level up to them or to buy them in any other manner. So those would be totally exclusive.
Let's look at this.
Game.
This Marquee Dragon video is sponsored by...
I want to tell you about the pre-orders for World of Tanks. So,
well, let me get it from here. Pre-orders now are available. We have a couple of packages which give you certain bonuses. You can go and check it. You have the link right. Well, different for each pre-order package. Well, it's nice to have discount, and there is a special tank for each of those pre-orders packages, and you will never ever get this tank in the future. So only pre-orders, those people who pre-ordered will get those a couple of different levels of those tanks, and they will not be available after the release. You will not be able to grind to level up.
See? And what the compensation that was given out was complete garbage. Complete garbage. It just, it amazes me. And this just basically added salt to the wound. And yeah, I'm bitter about it because I never, ever pre ordered anything for games until then because they said these tanks will not be available ever again. And I said, okay, I want those tanks. I bought 2 of the packages. I wanted those tanks. And because I knew if I stick around in the long term, that those tanks would be identified as somebody who decided to support the game before it was released, or before supported the game before you actually knew how it was going to perform. And instead of compensating us with something else, like they could have easily done this, they could have easily said, here, we'll put a special camo and an identifier that on the tank, and it probably would have solved the issues. But no, and they didn't even do that when they planned this one. And basically gave the old middle finger to the rest of us. And add salt to the wound. Thank you very much, Wargaming. Thank you. Really appreciate how a longtime supporter, I get the big finger, middle finger given to me. It just flabbergasts me. Now, let's go into the assembly shop, the game itself. Apparently, on the European and Russian, the tank sold out. On the North American server, they still have 8,688 available. These were sold out right away, which I'll have to be honest, I did not know this was happening. I probably would have spent the resources to get the identifier. Probably would have done it as a collector of the tanks. I probably would have done it. But I will not, and I cannot recommend anybody spending the amount of resources to purchase or to build this tank at all. Let's take a look here. It would take bonds. They don't have a really a high. I don't know a value of, but for gold, it's not. Definitely do not spend gold on it. To get the tank built, it's 55,000 gold. Way overpriced. You are better to do the experience and convert your experience, even at the non-discount, would be equivalent to 32,000 gold. The next worst conversion is credits. You need over 100 million credits to get the tank. And that is equivalent to 250,000 gold. If you look at the conversion rate of gold versus credit, that is just phenomenal. The tank is not worth it. Now, I like the idea of the blueprint fragments, but you're limited to 50 each. Now, take a look at this. I got all these blueprint fragments that are sitting there doing absolutely nothing because, A, you have to use the universals to put towards the tanks. And you can't get enough universal blueprints to actually use up all your friggin' nation blueprints. It's complete. This is, again, another joke of a system where you can't get enough universal to convert a blueprint. So I laugh at this. I laugh at it. Again, I do not recommend at all, from what I heard from the performance of this tank. Unless you're a tank collector and you've got the free experience to get the tank, go for it. That's your choice. But as somebody who's playing the game since beta, it ain't worth it. This is worth it, probably. If you're a tank collector like me, I probably would have spent the money on it. But I didn't get in because I did not know it was happening. I did not get in time because it was 3 a.m. in the morning. And I probably would not have gotten up anyways, to be quite honest, at that early. So basically, Wargaming has basically decided, hey, oh, and they did recommend in the video to convert your free experience from your tanks into that. But again, that's got to use gold, and that's again equivalent to 32,000 gold if you didn't grind all the free experience. I'm pointing up at the free experience, and you can't see it. If you got 80, it's 8,000 or 800,000 free experience to convert this. Oops, let's go back here. If you were solely only were doing free experience, it would it's 800,000. I don't have it. Yeah, it's about 8,000. Sorry, I only got that much available, but it's 800,000 if you go to the website and do the calculation there at the assembly plant. Let's look if I can get it up here. Yeah. Let's go to screen capture. So if we reset free experience, 800, 800,000 free experience, which came to equivalent of 32,000 gold, which comes to equivalent approximately 250 Canadian dollars. I'm just giving an estimate. I could do the calculation, but I don't feel like it. So $250 for a tier 10 tank. Yeah, I know. If you got the free experience and you've grinded and it's sitting there, go for it. You got the gold, go for it. That's up to you. Again, I don't think it was worth it. And this is a way of Wargaming. Grab all your resources away because they're going to be releasing other ones. I can guarantee you they are going to start doing this. And because they need to generate revenue, which is what they're in business for. They're in business for to do that. And that's fine. You're going to find out that you're going to be left behind and then have to start spending money if you want other tanks. It's going to happen in the future because they've got to generate revenue. They're in the company to generate money.
Well,
And I will end with this.
Money, oh money, how I love thee. Cha-ching, cha-chong, cha-changaroo.
With that being said, Wargaming is basically, my opinion, just gave the big finger to the pre-purchase people. Pre-order. And unfortunately, and there you have it. Just the way it is. And Wargaming, again, that's what they're allowed to do. But I have my opinion that it added salt to the wound, and it makes me even more, what's the word, that I just don't care to play the game anymore. It's, what's the sense of being a long-term supporter when you keep getting the shaft every time you turn around? I know that you got to generate money, but guess who's been here for the longest and has given them probably a lot of their money? As I said, most expensive free game that I've ever played. With that being said, take care, keep on smiling, and peace out.